Luo Tian has traveled through. Bad news. There is no destiny. Good news. Catch up with world annexation. The First World Paru Continent. Formula breeding the Four Gold Pure Paru, and mining the origin of the world. Second World Tivat Continent. Cut off the Hu Shen He and cultivate the posture of the Ice Emperor. Third World Supergod Universe. Investing in Qilin, also known as Little Emperor Bao. The Fourth World Holy Grail War Silver Wolf. Damn it, I've become Paru digging black mines. Kafka, save me. Luiying. I visited Mingxian society with Luo Tian, and the cherry blossoms are very beautiful. Black Swan. Let's make an exchange. You can exchange anything you want. Gone, you said, my horn, please tap lightly. Faye Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. World Annexation, Paru Continent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the other side of the sea, what is it? Let's talk about it in the next class. That's all for today's story. Class is over. Panyan Town. Under the eaves of Natasha Clinic. Luo Tian compiled his own fairy tale book. The little guys sitting in rows immediately became unhappy. The little girl with golden hair stared at her big eyes and shook her head vigorously, shaking off the fur hat on her head. She bent down to pick up her hat, obediently put it on her head, her eyes full of reluctance. Not enough, not enough. Brother Luo Tian, talk more. Hyuk doesn't want to go home yet. Huck, since you don't want to go home, why don't you stay and help Natasha clean up? Ah. Old witch. No, 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 I announce that the mole party is disbanded, and everyone should go back to their respective homes to sleep. As soon as they heard Natasha's name, a few little guys hurriedly ran away. Luo Tian just patted the soil and stood up. He is a traveler who has been in this world for 19 years. Once. After learning about the world of interstellar railways, I tried various opportunistic strategies and attempted to embark on a familiar destiny. After being a lazy dog for a year, he completely messed up and was ambushed by Sierra every night, but as a result, Black Marshall ignored him. Then, like a transformed individual, he transformed into Comrade selflessly helping to protect everyone in the lower levels, including the traffic lights of the mechanical settlement. After persisting for a month, neither Kryper or the pharmacist fooled him, but instead established a good relationship with Clara. Later on, he even pretended to be cool and persisted for only 3 days. Lon didn't have much to say, but he couldn't continue because he was too embarrassed. In a fit of anger, Nanak was probably speechless for a whole day. In the end, nothing was obtained. I can only devote myself to Natasha's skirt. Under my command, I have learned a physician's skill. When there are fewer injured patients in the clinic, we take the time to hold a story class for the children to enrich their spiritual life. However, in recent years, life in the lower areas has become increasingly difficult, with extreme shortages of resources and severe air pollution. Famine, pneumoconiosis, skin diseases, hearing disorders, and various other problems are eroding the survival will of the lower class. In addition, there is the spreading rift. Luo Tian knows that Belloberg will finish it sooner or later, unless the current universe is annexing the Paru continent. What? Merger. Paru. In my past life, I read not only 1,000 but also 800 cool articles. It's not surprising that Luo Tian has seen many things such as cultivation systems, secondary innovation, live streaming, and world integration. Paru continent is loading the current universe. 99%, 1. Open the door of concepts, anywhere in the universe, just recite the Paru continent silently when passing through a door to enter the Paru continent. 2. Open player permissions to collect the magical creature, Paru, and send them for battles, construction, agricultural work, industrial production, and more. Players can receive generous rewards based on this. If the Paru continent is destroyed, everyone's rewards will be cancelled. 5. Later, 12 players will be invited for the first round of testing. For the convenience of communication, the following chat rooms are open. Silver Wolf. New mod for Ethereum Frontline. Silver Wolf. No, it's not right. Silver Wolf. Is DLC updated in the universe? Sierra. What is mod? What is DLC? And what is Paru? Silver Wolf. Mod is the game mod. Where are you from? Let's have a round. Sierra. What do you mean? Come on, come on. Where is the first round? Silver Wolf. It seems like we need to qualify for a special invitation. Ruan Mei. Collecting magical creatures. Black Tower. Why are you there too? How flashy is this farce? Hu Shen. What exactly is the situation? Our Dharma I cannot observe. Is this the stroke of the star god? Screw gum. Conclusion, the situation has escalated into a global event. Fireworks. Yo, new fun. March 7th. So, did you encounter a scene from a movie? March 7th. To command Paru to work and receive rewards. Walter Yang. It's just a gimmick, just like a for-profit online game. Black Swan. Since it's a game that covers the whole world, there might really be a chance to get those rewards. Huanmu. Hehe, do you still want a reward? If the Legion is invited, I hope everyone can withstand the destruction. Huang Quan. Dark Fire Grand Duke. The destroyed Golden Blood will invade the Paru continent, and we will offer him a grand sacrifice. Sand Gold. That's not possible. The company just listed Paru Continent as the top investment area. All players, please be prepared and start inviting tests now. Invitation list. Silver Wolf, Blade, Flowing Firefly, Mockingbird, Clara, Suseng, Qin Huahua, Danheng, March 7th, Luo Tian, and Cocolia. Silver Wolf. Stable. Silver Wolf. Nice, fireworks. Oh my, destruction is so infuriating. With so many people in the Legion, there's not a single spot left. Huanmu. Shut up. Fireworks. Hehe, I'm in a hurry. Sierra. Is Luo Tian also on the list? Clara. Brother Luo Tian, can we come together? Sangbo. Brother Luo Tian, don't forget me when you find a treasure. March 7th, wow. Are we really the chosen children too? Hehe. Dan Heng. It's a matter of luck or misfortune. Don't be too happy too early, March. Qin. Oh my, it would be great if it were the Qiongmu brand mainland. Fu Xian. Humph, take it seriously for me, Qin. You carry the mission of the Taibu Sea. Qin. When did you carry it? My lord Taibu. Fu Xian. Now. Here. Mockingbird. I was lucky enough to be selected. I hope everyone can get along harmoniously. March 7th. You. Are you the Mockingbird? That's it. Mockingbird. Miss March, I don't know what you're referring to. If it's a singer, I am. March 7th, wow. I am your fan, Dan Heng. March, now is not the time to pursue stars. Sui. They are all communicating, why don't you speak, Suseng? Su Shang. Mother, I feel dizzy. Players on the list, please enter the Paru Continent as soon as possible, and the chat room will rotate live. If you refuse to qualify for the test, you will be forced to teleport after 3 minutes and start Nightmare difficulty Panyan Town. Luo Tian withdrew his gaze from the chat room. Players can receive rewards based on this. He is most concerned about this one. When I used to play Paru Continent, my greatest skill is hybridization. Starting from a sheep, they give birth to 1, 2, 2, 3, and all things. As long as a top-notch breed is produced, then the next step is stable. According to the announcement just now, players only need to follow the normal gameplay to receive rewards. Perhaps the path to strength lies within it. No matter how many risks there are, Luo Tian wants to take a gamble. This is only 12 out of the billions of lives in the entire universe. Clara is good at handcrafting and can form teams, but she doesn't know if she will meet Cocolia. As soon as the words fell, a voice rang out in Luo Tian's mind. The world will is bound to the host. 1. The host obtains a super entry system. 2. Each time the host captures a Paru, they receive a chance to reset the entry and have a chance to refresh the super entry. 3. Novice Gift Pack. Blue Paru Ball *100, Paru Terminal *3. 4. For every open world, the host gains a brand new system. This is just right. It is our duty to recast the glory of the traveler. Chapter 2 Troublesome Cat. 1 Claw, 1 Rock Element. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Luo Tian turned around and walked towards the entrance of the clinic. At the same time, he silently recited in his heart, Paru Continent. Immediately, the door of concept sent him to a new world. This is a cave, with a cool breeze blowing through it, much warmer than Yalolo 6. All 12 test players have logged in. The rotating live broadcast is starting. Current anchor Silver Wolf. In the chat room that covers the world, a video window immediately appeared. The window is broadcasting Silver Wolf from a third perspective. She pinched her waist with one hand and chewed on bubble gum. His face seemed to be written with the invincible words, "I am a gaming expert." Silver Wolf. Okay, Silver Wolf. Whatever, Silver Wolf. I play cards, Silver Wolf. Have everyone been separated? Personal competition mode. Clara. Brother Luo Tian, are you there? Luo Tian. I am here. March 7th, wow. The little animals here are so cute, I need to take more photos. Blade. Silver Wolf, can you get the map coordinates of that person? Silver Wolf. I'll give it a try. Silver Wolf. By the way, this is the public screen, he can see when you speak. Dan Heng. Sus Heng. Hello everyone, my name is Sus Heng. Please give me some advice. Hua Hua. Should I take care of you more? Mockingbird. Please take good care of me. Luiying. Please take good care of me. Qin K, +1, Cocolia. Luo Tian walked out of the cave and looked around. The forest is lush and the wind carries a hint of fishy saltiness. As far as I can see, I am a beginner Palu. Troublesome cat, cotton yo-yo, skin chicken for mineral sites, 1 iron ore site, and many blue glowing Palu mineral sites and a plump woman with long golden hair. Hiss. I really met Cocolia. He stood in place, unsure whether to move in or out. There is no exit button for this test. Even if you want to quit and reopen, it's not possible. So high a probability. Death here is also true death. Forget it, let's pretend not to know her first. Anyway, she doesn't know me either, so she shouldn't transform into a demon who kills anyone she sees. Luo Tian calmed down for a moment. Without hesitation, he took out the Paru ball and planned to catch a few mischievous cats, Mienyo, and Pippi chicken first. He failed to enter his destiny, but he never lacked exercise for more than a decade. The blue trajectory swept through the air. Precisely hit the head of a mischievous cat. Its body immediately turned into white light and was sucked into the Paru ball. And the Paru ball hovered in mid-air, transforming into a HUD, displaying a string of data. 5%. 45%. 80%. 100%. One shot into the soul, successfully captured. Paru ball flew back into Luo Tian's hand, and he casually threw it towards a rock. The pink mischievous cat reappeared. This time, it no longer runs away. Parukiu has tamed it. At first glance, the mischievous cat greeted the stone with its sharp claws and sizzled. Player Luo Tian, your mischievous cat excavates a trace of rock element power for you. I see, this is what is called a reward. Dispatch Paru to work and you will receive rewards. Mining is equivalent to excavating the power of rock elements. Luo Tian looked at his hands. Although the force of the rock element was very weak, it could indeed be considered a kind of supernatural force. He can create a stone with just one thought. I understand. We need to cultivate a group of top-notch workers, so that I can become the Emperor of Rock. At that time, Cocolia. Luo Tian looked at the mischievous cat mining nearby. Troublesome cat. Male entry. Timid, clumsy, emotionally unstable, lazy and addicted, hey guy, are all negative entries. System. Before the words were spoken, the system initiated a reminder. Detected that the host has captured a Paru and received a chance to reset the entry. Do you want to reset the mischievous cat entry? Reset. Reset completed. Legend, Speed, Holy Heaven, Cat Emperor. Unfortunately, the entry doesn't fit well enough. Wait, Cat Emperor. Legend, Gold. Attack plus 20%, Defense plus 20%, Movement Speed plus 15% Divine Speed, Gold. Movement Speed plus 30% Holy Heaven, Gold. No Attribute Attack Damage plus 20% Cat Emperor, Super Entry. Li is not powerful, your cat brother. The attributes of the first three entries are all very normal, this Cat Emperor just as Luo Tian was checking the entries. Suddenly. The mischievous cat mining is starting to twist and rotate 720 degrees. In its rapid rotation, its body size becomes extremely massive. Subsequently tear open the boulder in front of you with one claw. Fine and neat rock blocks are scattered and dancing, and smoke and dust are exploding. Player Luo Tian, your mischievous cat excavates a trace of rock element power for you. Player Luo Tian, your player. With multiple consecutive prompts, Luo Tian could feel a rapid growth of strength in his body. Just now he could only condense a stone, but now he can easily condense a giant stone. Feeling the increase in power, Luo Tian's face lit up with joy. Cat, keep digging. Chapter 3. Capturing Cocolia, looking at the entries. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Far away. Cocolia looked towards Luo Tian's location. That huge mischievous cat exudes a strong aura. At this point, Luo Tian's identity was shrouded in a layer of mist. Who exactly is that? The impression I just gave was just that he was just an ordinary person. But he could easily control such a terrifying creature. Cocolia clenched the Paru ball in her hand. This Paru ball was just picked up in the grass. She imitated Luo Tian's behavior, found a mischievous cat, and threw it out. However, the blue Paru ball only hit the mischievous cat's forehead and was immediately bounced out of sight. What's going on? Cocolia's eyebrows furrowed tightly. Why is Luo Tianqing not good? Is that so? What secret has that extraterrestrial person mastered? As the Great Guardian, Cocolia knows some secrets that civilians do not know. 700 years ago, Yalalo 6 also embarked on the interstellar era, trading closely with extraterrestrial beings. She seemed to regard Luo Tian as someone from outside the world. If this fertile land could become the new Belloberg. Cocolia has its own considerations. She gritted her teeth. Determination swings like a pendulum. Luo Tian is crazily digging stones with the Cat Emperor. His rock element power is already enough to condense a rock ball with a diameter of 10 meters. This weight cannot be underestimated. For the first time in 19 years, he had obtained such supernatural power, and his heart was naturally excited. The distribution of stone mines in the wild is very sparse. If you dig out a point, you'll have to wait for a refresh. The refresh time is too long, so we must not wait in place. So, he glanced over and found that there were still 3 stone mining sites on the plain occupied by Cocolia. My preparation is not comprehensive enough. But with the addition of Timol, there won't be a big problem. Thinking so, he immediately led the Cat Emperor towards Cocolia. Cocolia looked at the approaching Cat Emperor and became 12 points vigilant. She couldn't figure out what kind of intention the other person had. Seize it. Attack. Dueling. Or cooperation. Anyway. She directly displayed a cold ice spear with imaginary energy, declaring herself difficult to provoke. What she didn't expect was after Cat Emperor approached, he did not launch an attack. On the contrary. The man following behind the Cat Emperor spoke up and said, "Friend, do you want those stones? Don't let me dig them." Stone. Cocolia was surprised. He was just digging for stones. Whatever. Cocolia took 2 steps sideways, indicating permission. See the situation. Luo Tian smiled slightly and immediately extracted a few blue Paru balls from the beginner's gift package. "Thank you, these Paru balls are for you." Speaking. He didn't wait for Cocolia to refuse, so he threw one after another. Cocolia had no expression on her face, but her body honestly caught her. Taking the warm Paru ball, her heart was even more surprised. Why is this person so generous? Why does he have so many parrots? Does his Paru ball have special effects? In surprise, the honest body had already connected 9 Paru balls. I can't put it in my arms anymore. Cocolia wants to open her mouth and say something. Luo Tian, like a god of abundance, generously and selflessly stood up and threw the ball. Blue streamlines, one after another. Until the 41st time, Cocolia's palm had just touched the Paru ball, and her entire body turned into white light. White light was instantly sucked into the Paru ball. A circular progress bar is also displayed on the HUD. 0.1%. 5%. 15%. 45%. 95%. Captured successfully. Nice. It's not in vain that I threw so many balls. The Paru ball in the air flew back into Luo Tian's hands. He casually threw it on the ground. Cocolia's figure reappeared. She looked at her body incredulously and took several steps back. What did you do to me? At the moment of speaking, a cold breath burst forth like an avalanche. It's just a pity. She can only do these things. The people captured by Paru ball will be loyal to their masters, just like those Paru balls. Su Heng waved and sneered. The great guardian, who usually held a high position, has also become my Palu today. The great guardian. Cocolia was immediately startled and understood everything in an instant. You are from Belloberg. Well, that's right, and he's also from the lower class. How are you? Come here obediently. Cocolia couldn't imagine that this man was actually from the lower echelons of Belloberg. She was actually deceived by such a simple scam. That 41 Paru balls, it's not gratitude at all, but treating her like an animal and humiliating her severely. However, even if there were millions of shame and anger in her heart, she couldn't vent it at all. Not only that, but the body also uncontrollably leaned towards Luo Tian. Let me take a closer look at your entry. Strong, emotionally unstable, destructive desires, negativism. Your entry doesn't work, it needs to be reset. Chapter 4. Breeding Role Models. Cocolia blushed. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Detected that the host has captured a Paru and received a chance to reset the entry. Do you want to reset the Coco entry? Reset. Reset completed. Ice Emperor, brain, stubborn body, breeding model, what? Breeding benchmark. Isn't that right? You. What have you done to my body? Cocolia suddenly covered her chest, her frozen heartbeat leaping like flames. The excessive secretion of human hormones made her blush from the neck. Luo Tian looked at her. Ice Emperor, gold. Ice attribute attack damage plus 20% brain, gold. Attack plus 30%, work speed 0.5% stubborn body, gold. Defense plus 20% breeding benchmark, super entry. The holy communion of innate breeding, combined with the breeding hall, has a better taste. What have I done to you? Of course, I have bestowed upon you stronger strength. Upon hearing this, Cocolia suppressed her physical discomfort and slightly observed herself. Suddenly, I was greatly shocked in my heart. She could clearly feel that she had become much stronger, she was completely transformed. My power. How could it be? When did Bellowbird produce such a number one figure? Can a person become so much stronger in an instant? What exactly happened in the lower level area? Cocolia is full of thoughts and difficult to calm down. Great Guardian, since you have received the benefits, let's repay a small amount of interest next. Cocolia looked at Luo Tian's evil gaze and gritted her teeth. It's not difficult to imagine what she will face next. This person from the lower class must vent their long-standing grievances on her. What will she become like? Cocolia was frantically imagining, with scenes of her own corruption already appearing in her mind. However, I command you to cut down all the trees around me. Cocolia was taken aback and immediately felt extremely ashamed and angry. The great guardian of the Tang dynasty would actually think in that direction. What's going on? You're not doing it yet. You're not satisfied with this task. No, I'm going right away. Say it. Cocolia dared not even look at Luo Tian, and immediately ran towards the forest with a cold ice spear in hand. Luo Tian looked at her back and said, you need to level 19 to unlock the breeding ranch. That's my specialty. It seems like I need to upgrade quickly. Player Luo Tian, your Cocolia has harvested a trace of grass element power for you. Sure enough. Mining is rock element, logging is grass element, as well as watering and lighting fires. Luo Tian raised his right hand, and a seedling sprouted in an instant. The grass element is still very weak, but looking around, there are many trees, which are much more abundant than stone and mineral resources. Let Cocolia cut it down like this, and it won't be long before it can be born in Mudun Tree World. In the rules of Paru World, players can carry up to 5 Paris at the same time, but can only release one at a time. After installing the Paru terminal, multiple Paris can be dispatched to work within the territory simultaneously. Now Luo Tian already has 2. If you summon Cocolia, you must default to recycling Cat Emperor. So, he extracted a Paru terminal from the beginner's gift package and placed it in place. With the Paru terminal as the center, a circular range becomes a personal exclusive territory. Through the Palu terminal, the recycled Cat Emperor can be released again. When the rule determines that Paru is within the territory, Paru will actively seek employment. With 3 or 2 claws, it hollowed out 3 stone mining points within its territory. Luo Tian picked up some wood and crafted a wooden box. Cat Emperor immediately raised his claws and began to transport. In addition to the stones it excavates itself, it also transports the wood harvested in Cocolia. Stone occupies 1 grid, wood occupies 1 grid. The wooden box has a total of 10 compartments, with a maximum limit of 9,999 for each compartment. A small wooden box, as if it contains the universe, is very capable of holding. Player Luo Tian, your mischievous cat, transports a trace of physical strength for you. I almost forgot about this. Can moving add physical strength? Luo Tian clenched his fist. This trace of power is weak, but it is a comprehensive force. Strengthening of muscles, skin, blood vessels, bones, viscera, nerves, and other aspects. Otherwise, if there is only power, it is a glass cannon. If one shot is fired, one will be shattered by the power first. 10 minutes later. Cocolia leveled a forest. At the same time, Luo Tian's power of grass elements exceeds that of rock elements. After all, there are many trees and few stone mines. No matter how fast the cat emperor digs, a clever woman cannot cook without rice. Luo Tian glanced at the player panel. The current level is 7. Just right to unlock the quarry and logging yard. The stones, mines, and wood in the wild are limited, and once they are hollowed out, they have to wait for a refresh. That's too inefficient. And quarries and logging yards are infinite. Once established, it can be used continuously. Luo Tian immediately uses technology points to unlock both of them. Later, a suitable place was found and construction began. Upon seeing this, Cat Emperor also took the initiative to help. With a few clangs, the construction of the quarry and logging yard was completed. Meow meow, Cat Emperor has 2 paws on his waist and a proud smile on his face. Luo Tian touched its cat fur and praised it. Good cat, you are a ruthless mining machine. Dig quickly. Cat Emperor was completely unaware of being PUA. Immediately extend your claws and get busy in the quarry. Player Luo Tian, your mischievous cat excavates a trace of rock element power for you. Chapter 5. Mother, is that so? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Player Luo Tian, your mischievous cat excavates a trace of rock element power for you. Reminders keep coming, and Luo Tian's power of rock elements is also continuously improving. It doubled in minutes. He looked at Cocolia and said, "What are you doing in a daze?" "Go logging." "Oh." Luo Tian couldn't bear to see Paru slacking off in his territory, and when he saw it, he wanted to die. Cocolia obediently picked up the ice spear and ran towards the logging field. On one side is the power of rock elements, and on the other is the power of grass elements. Luo Tian's strength is rapidly increasing. But these forces are still acceptable in Belloberg's domineering behavior. If compared to the Star Core Hunter and the Star Dome Train, it is far behind. Not to mention the annihilating monarch in the universe who is eyeing closely. Luo Tianchuang is calm and thoughtful. We cannot stop expanding. We must catch more Paras to work. There are still 57 blue Paru balls left in the beginner's gift pack. Cocolia wasted 41 coins and used up 1, the mischievous cat used up 1. These balls, if you go to catch the advanced Paru, you may end up losing everything. It's a low-level Paru, you can catch a bunch back. Near the territory, there happen to be many low-level Palos wandering around. So, Luo Tian left his territory and ran towards the wilderness. Mienyo is the main force in the mid-term hybridization. Prepare some in advance, brush the top-quality entries, and when the level is enough, you can directly start trading. After more than half an hour, Luo Tian used up all the remaining Paru balls. A total of 21 cotton yo-yo were arrested. But only 4 have reset their top-tier entries. Cotton Yuyu, female. Serious, craftsman spirit, social animal Cotton Yuyu, male. Serious and swift Cotton Yuyu, female. Rare Cotton Yuyu, male. A sportsman with a great reputation. The probability of the system refreshing super entries is not 100%. The first 2 times were considered lucky. Catching sheep only refreshed 1 boiling sheep. Rumor. When a female sheep is reproducing, it can help other males accelerate their reproductive speed. At first glance, this entry appears to be the innate sacrament of buttocks pushing. Luo Tian sighed and turned back to walk back. Paru balls have been used up, we need to go back and rub a batch of balls. The Paru here can only be subdued through Paru balls, otherwise even if they are beaten to death, they cannot be subdued. He has just tried. I have also tried mining and logging with my own strength. It is possible to dig up stones and cut down wood, but it cannot add elemental power to oneself. Player Luo Tian, please note. Rotation live is about to rotate. Next anchor. Luo Tian. Players, please be prepared. Is it my turn? It seems that everyone needs to live stream for about an hour. Luo Tian has no resistance to this. He ran all the way back to his territory, built the equipment, and started rolling the ball. After a full hour of live streaming, Silver Wolf just switched to his camera. Rotating live streaming. Current anchor. Luo Tian. Silver Wolf. Rotation. Silver Wolf. Then I will secretly develop a wave. Silver Wolf. Everyone, see you in the final circle, Clara. Brother Luo Tian. Tiger. Brother Luo Tian, come on. Wow. Sheer. Luo Tian, the girl just built a big house, why don't you have anything? Topa. Silver Wolf is the most skilled gamer among Starcore hunters, not everyone can get started so quickly. Sanbua. Miss Sierre, this game is not just about building houses. Sangbo. I think brother Luo Tian did a big job for his brothers. Natasha. That's it. Blonia. Mother. Jeopard. Guardian Lord. Silva. Cocolia. Pella. Did the Great Guardian collaborate with Luo Tian? That's why. Ling Ku. Something's wrong. In terms of survival in the wilderness, it should be Luo Tian doing rough work and the Great Guardian doing light work. They turned the other way around. Pella. Ling Bao. Linka, what do you mean? Screw gum. Conclusion, player Luo Tian has conquered Cocolia. Black Tower. Oh, it's interesting. Can players still catch players? Ruan Mei. His mischievous cat, so big. Black Tower. Mutation, fireworks. Hehe, this person is really interesting. He has more fun than the Star Core Hunter just now. Where is the reward button? Luo Tian rubbed the Paru ball while scanning the chat room barrage. Don't misunderstand, Ms. Cocolia and I are only sincere in our cooperation, equal and mutually beneficial, and have never violated human rights. Natasha. Sierre. Why do I feel strange? Natasha. Sierre, come back here. Blonia. Mother, is that so? Luo Tian waved his hand. Cocolia, who was frantically logging, stopped having his hands on it. Although there are all kinds of unwillingness, they cannot be said. Moreover, even if she were to say it, she felt embarrassed to expose herself as tamed in front of the entire universe. Luo Tian and I are sincerely cooperating to create the future together. Chapter 6 Ruan Mei. We may be of the same kind. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Panyan Town. Sierre ran all the way to Natasha Clinic. The two exchanged eye contact and walked towards the changing room in tacit agreement. Nada, what are you calling me back for now? There's chaos outside because of this. Sheer inquired. Sheer, you may not have noticed yet that with Luo Tian's personality, he must have. Not to mention conquered, but at least he has also grasped Cocolia. Is it really fake? Sigh. Natasha let out a soft sigh. She watched Xier and Luo Tian grow up, and Xier has always had one track since childhood. Except for sneaking an attack on Luo Tian in the bed at night, he was always fooled by Luo Tian in the palm of his thigh. Alright, Xier, you don't have to worry about authenticity. Anyway, from now on, the weather in the upper and lower urban areas of Belloberg will change. I believe in Luo Tian. I also believe in Luo Tian. Xier, like a child, competed to declare sovereignty. Natasha smiled slightly and said, I know. So. What should I do then? Gather ground fires. Xianzhou Luofu. Tai Bu Si. A pale pink figure, busy with divination. On her left is a floating live streaming window, and on her right are complex and precise parameters. No, still no, I can't even figure out the root cause of this thing. The king of the screw star, the genius Black Tower, they all believe that players can capture players. If this technology were to leak to the world, I don't know how much controversy it would cause. The dark face of the Tai Bu Fu is dark. Suddenly. Think of a subordinate of oneself. Inadvertently roast, I wish I could catch the green bird and let her fish in troubled waters every day. Paru Continent. During the live broadcast, Luo Tian rose to level 19 in just half an hour. During this period, he built livestock pastures, wheat fields, and wild berry fields. And caught Pippi chicken, boba bull, night bee, fire fox, new leaf ape, and Kamaru maru. The system will reset the entry for each paru. The final few selected are all entries for the 4 gold excellent workers. Since then, everything has been prepared except for the east wind. Level 19 can unlock breeding pastures. And the above preparations can provide the necessary items for the breeding process. Cake. The new leaf ape can farm and provide wheat and wild berries. Pippi chicken can place orders and provide eggs. Both male and female boba cows can produce milk, which is a characteristic of Paru. Night bees can produce honey. Subsequently, Luo Tian unlocks the cooking pot and grinder. Kamaru Wan can be sprayed with water to grind wheat into flour. Finally, by blending flour, wild berries, milk, eggs, and honey, and baking them over the stove, a cake can be made. It's up to you to transition, Firefox. Luo Tian picked up the firefox and remained by the fireplace. It immediately posed and began to spray fire. The little plush fox, even with the 4 gold entry, baked cake very slowly. But it doesn't matter. Breeding also takes time. When the breeding reading bar is full, add another cake and you can immediately obtain paru eggs. Just coordinate the time. Next just build a breeding pasture and you can start giving birth to 1, 2, 3, and all things. It's not that we can't catch it in the wild, but that breeding is more cost-effective. If caught in the wild, we still have to wait for a refresh. The quantity is limited and the quality is unstable. Breeding is guaranteed by high-quality genes from parents, and there is no limit to the quantity. However, the audience couldn't understand what Luo Tian was actually doing. Misha. After doing so many processes, was it ultimately for baking a cake to eat? Flowing firefly. What's wrong with cakes? Fireworks. Master Luo, who has been busy for half a day, turns on the stove to bake a cake. Sus Heng. I'm already hungry. Sui. Sus Heng, don't be a bad student, focus on catching paru. Black Tower. This set of operations runs smoothly, and I was almost fooled into thinking that the Genius Club was going to add a seat. Haida. I didn't expect you to bake a cake. Screw gum. Assuming that baking cake is also a part of player Luo Tian's plan. Kafka. Silver Wolf, over there, what can a cake do? Silver Wolf. Breeding, I've tried it before. It's too slow, it's not as fast as wild PK. Black Tower. Breeding. Ruan Mei. Breeding. Is he? Black Tower. You seem to know something, speak quickly. Ruan Mei. Wait a little longer. A certain planet. Ruan Mei stood on a huge exotic leaf. Her expression has always been indifferent. But at this moment, the eyes looking towards the live broadcast room were shining with an unusual light. I see. Paru. They belong to the same race, just different in appearance. Based on the most basic genetics, does he want to recreate the Paru he has never seen before? For the genius Ruan Mei, genes are just pediatrics. Once she understood Luo Tian's intentions, she immediately understood the truth behind it. This thing doesn't even catch her eye. What concerns her is Luo Tian's thinking. You are very similar to me in the past. In the future, perhaps we can become similar. The new book sets sail, seeking data and support, with 10 updates on the first day. The new book sets sail, seeking data and support, with 10 updates on the first day. The new book sets sail, seeking data and support, with 10 updates on the first day. Chapter 7. Clara Accommodation Base. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ruan Mei. Wait a little longer. Clara. Brother Luo Tian, can Clara come with you? Clara. Clara, it seems that this place is not far from you. A barrage caught Luo Tian's attention. When Clara was in a mechanical settlement, she was very skilled at manual work. If she could join in, she would have an additional manual labor. A teammate for manual labor. As for whether this will expose your base coordinates, there is no need to worry at all. Because it was already exposed. Live streaming footage is force majeure. At the first moment when it was his turn, anyone with ulterior motives had already started calculating his position. Okay, Clara, come on. Swallow. After calculation, the risk of Clara and Roten base is increasing. It is recommended to stay away. Sierra. Clara. But Mr. Swallow, Brother Luo Tian is our friend. Clara. Whether it's with Brother Luo Tian or helping him, I should go meet him. Clara is alone. The test invited Clara, but did not invite Swallow. At this moment, Swallow couldn't resist her either. Not long. Luo Tian saw a red figure. Just. This red figure is riding on a huge Paru. One person, one Paru, all in red and white color schemes. The person is Lolita in white hair and red clothes. Paru is the white-haired and red-clothed King Malupa, commonly known as the King's Alpaca. Clara, you. Brother Luo Tian. Clara waved to Luo Tian and then lightly patted the head of King Malupa. Mr. King Malupa, please let me down. Although this alpaca cannot speak, it can understand its master's commands. It knelt on the ground and bent down. Clara grabbed its wool and slipped down. This little girl is used to being barefoot. Luo Tian gave her shoes before, but she still hasn't worn them. Only the white silk has been worn for a few more days, but the quality is not good, it has worn out and is not worn anymore. Brother Luo Tian, I finally meet you. Clara ran forward and threw herself into Luo Tian's arms. Luo Tian reached out to embrace and accidentally touched Clara's back, which had burnt marks. He pressed Clara's shoulder and turned her around. Only see. The usual snow-white and smooth long hair had already burned a little at the end. And most of the hat on the red shirt has already been burned. He immediately turned serious and asked, Clara, who attacked you? Clara didn't know either. A group of inexplicable people broke into my base and without hesitation, they smashed, looted, and burned it. Fortunately, with the presence of King Malupa, we escaped together. Listening to this, it's not the 12 members of the testing team, they should be local people from the Paru continent. After building the base, players will randomly trigger a siege invasion. Generally speaking, in the early stages, there are some passing Parus. If it is a person, it is highly likely to be the Ren poaching group. Behind this group is the tower boss, Zoe. Looking west from the base, you can just see the towering spire. It's okay, I'll take revenge for you later. The main boss of Renta has average strength. In my memory, Zoe is a double ponytail girl riding an electric bear. The most important thing is, the tower owner can be caught. As long as you master the trick, it's even easier than catching Cocolia. Clara, I want to breed a mount. Can your King Malupa borrow it from me? At the first moment he saw King Malupa, a formula came to Luo Tian's mind. Cotton UU plus King Malupa equals Cloud Sea Deer. Especially, he also has a divine speed Cotton Yo-Yo. The Cloud Sea Deer with 4 speed entries runs like a racing car, directly catching shrimp farmers. Clara didn't even think about it, so she took back the Paru ball from King Malupa and handed it to Luo Tian with both hands. Mr. Marupa, please help brother Luo Tian. Sir, so it's male. His agile cotton is also male. This is not a big deal. Just need a sheep and a sheep breed to inherit the entry. Luo Tianben thought so. However, when he reached out to take Clara's Paru ball, the system determined that he had obtained a new Paru. The entry reset function was immediately triggered. Detected host capturing a Paru. Do you want to reset the entry for King Malupa? Luo Tian did not respond immediately. He first checked the entry of the King Malupa. King Malupa. Bottomless stomach, enjoys playing with fire, clumsy and timid. 1 white and 3 red entries. Objectively speaking, it's very garbage. Reset. Luo Tian responded to the system in his heart. Resetting any of these 4 entries is not a loss. Just think of it as helping Clara. Reset completed. Speed, agility, athlete, male mother, divine speed, gold. Movement speed plus 30% athlete, gold. Movement speed plus 20% flexible, white. Movement speed plus 10% male mother, super entry. Male mother is not a mother anymore. Good guy. I didn't expect to even write a super entry for this alpaca. I just don't know what role a male mother has. However, the first 3 entries perfectly match the speed flow of the sea deer. Next is a scene that is not suitable for children. Chapter 8 Clara. Can you wait for me to grow up a bit? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Luo Tian quickly found an open space and completed the breeding ranch. Subsequently, directly threw the massive King Malupa into it. Then, she leisurely threw the small female cotton into it. 1 male and 1 female, suitable match, start hybridization. Clara stared at the scene and widened her eyes. This. Brother Luo Tian, isn't this too good? Not just Clara. Even Cocolia, who was frantically logging, was frozen in his hands. As an adult, she knows more. Hiss. Cocolia took a deep breath. She felt a chill pouring down her body. Belowberg's cold wave is not as cold as Luo Tian's heart. Is this something that humans can do? Swallow. Clara, close your eyes immediately. Natasha. This, isn't it? Sheer. Luo Tian, have you gone crazy? Blonia. Mad and insane. Fireworks. Fun, so fun. Jeopard. Guardian, please stay away from this person. Ling Ku. Oh, Pella. Hiloa. Ling Bao, don't look. Stop Cloud. Oh, don't look at me unless I'm polite, don't look at me unless I'm polite. Yukong. It's like a fight with a person walking away. Haida. What's the rush? Look at him carrying another sheep. Only see. Luo Tian indeed picked up a male cotton from the base, Yu. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief upon seeing the situation. It turns out I took it wrong. But they just breathed a sigh of relief. But it was discovered that Luo Tian only placed male cotton on the outskirts of the breeding pasture. Not thrown in. He just let it do this and watch. GZ. Walter Young. Subway, elderly, mobile, Huang Quan. Constance. Hua. White Du, Yanqing. Huanmu. Luo Tian, right. Do you want to join the Anti-Material Legion? I can appoint you as the vanguard of the catastrophe. Luo Tian watched the barrage in the live broadcast room. It seems that people from two worlds cannot empathize with the same moral standards. The Paru species does not need to consider its form and size. Boba cattle do not even need to consider gender, both males and females can produce milk. Applying human standards to Paru is simply not appropriate. The male cotton he brought over, Yu, was the one with the boiling super entry. Having this entry can greatly accelerate the speed of reproduction. Black Tower. Cough, Ruan Mei, did you just guess this? Ruan Mei. It's just normal mating of special species. Screw gum. Summary, Paru belongs to a special species. Black Tower. What can this big and small produce? Ruan Mei. I also want to know, but I don't have their genetic sequences, and the live broadcast is almost over. Ruan Mei reminded everyone that Luo Tian had already live-streamed for 59 minutes. It will be rotated to the next person soon. Fireworks. It's really appetizing. I really want to see the results. What gift can be renewed for? Black Swan. I'm afraid it doesn't have such a feature. Sand Gold. Simple, bribe the next live streamer to find Luo Tian. March 7th. Next is me, March 7th. I'm not going to see that. March 7th. No more credit points. Fireworks. What about 1000 W credit points? March 7th sees less. GZ. Shall March, that is a masked fool. Don't take her words lightly. Fireworks. Miss Navigator, that's not true. Pam. That's not true Pam. Fake. Face. Foolish, fireworks. Alright, let's calculate. Between the barrage of bullets. 59 minutes turned into an hour. The live broadcast of Luo Tian has ended. It was rotated to March 7th. They go and argue on their own. Luo Tian doesn't care. He stared at the progress bar of the breeding ranch, and the originally extremely slow mating speed was instantly increased by more than 10 times with a lively push. In the blink of an eye. We are nearing the end. A cake was also baked on the side of the fire fox. Luo Tian put the cake into the wooden box at the breeding ranch. Then 10 counts were counted, and a Paru egg appeared in the middle of the breeding pasture. Build an incubator and you'll see the Yunhai deer. Luo Tian was about to make an incubator, but he found that King Malupa lowered his head and licked the eggshell. With a click, a white light emerged from the crack in the eggshell. Is it the effect of the male mother entry? The white light broke through the eggshell and transformed into a cloud sea deer in front of him. Host caught a Paru detected. Do you want to reset the entry? Luo Tianxian is not in a hurry. He looked at the newborn Yunhai deer and checked its entry. Fast, agile, athletic, and a male mother. Completely inheriting the paternal entry. There is no need to reset. This Yunhai deer, compared to the 4-speed entry Yunhai deer, is just one legend entry away. That entry only increases movement speed by 15%, and it's not as effective as a male mother. Only at level 26 can we unlock the Cloud Sea Deer saddle. Clara, let's regenerate something else. Me, us. Brother Luo Tian, can you wait for me to grow up a bit? No, you misunderstood. No, it's okay. Chapter 9. Capturing Clara, Mech Girl will not get hurt. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Luo Tian is not the damn Lolitan. His dining schedule always ranks first with his elder sister. But Clara said so, he couldn't hurt her heart either. Saving a heart from sorrow. He is a future fan of mockingbirds. Wait for Sangbo to get an MP3 player, and then repeat the single every day. Player Luo Tian, your Palu completes a mating and gains a hint of breeding power. A sudden prompt stunned Luo Tian. The power of reproduction. He felt very certain that this thing was not referring to the path of breeding, but rather the literal meaning of reproduction. Speaking of which, dispatching Paru for breeding can also be considered a job. They work, and players can receive generous rewards. Luo Tian scratched his head. Look around. We need to open a new base and build all breeding pastures. This is also something he can't do. His greatest skill is Palu hybridization, and in the future, he will inevitably have to do with breeding. So the breeding ability will continue to improve. At that time, we can only wrongly ourselves and marry more wives. Brother Luo Tian, Mr. Junwang Malupa and Minyo. Clara's worried voice brought Luo Tian back to his senses. He looked towards the breeding pasture. Only see. Just after laying an egg, those two goods started again. The boiling ocean next to him was also cheering on, causing the progress bar to be over halfway. It's okay, I'll send you the next Yunhai deer. Cotton Yo-Yo plus King Malupa can only give birth to Cloud Sea Deer. It's just a bitter fox baking a cake. After a moment, the second Yunhai deer successfully broke through its shell. The entry is different from the previous one. Speed, craftsmanship, spirit, seriousness, and love to play with fire. There is no male mother, nor is there any flexibility or athletic prowess. The spirit of craftsmanship and seriousness are both terms used in working. Enjoying playing with fire is an entry used in combat. Shinsu is an entry used for running pictures. It may seem like there are 3 golden entries, but in reality, the fit is terrible. It can be said that this Yunhai deer is useless. Clara, this Yunhai deer is not very healthy, let's have a new one. Speaking. Luo Tian plans to take this deer into the terminal and keep it for concentration. Clara looked up and said seriously, Brother Luo Tian, it's okay. Clara plans to be with you and leave it for you. I don't want to take up too much of your resources, which would make me feel guilty. Also, please arrange some work for Clara. Clara doesn't want to stand here for nothing. Upon hearing this, Luo Tian was deeply moved. Raise your hand and gently stroke Clara's delicate and soft hair. This game will give players a lot of rewards, but if you don't play, you won't have these rewards. Games or something. Clara doesn't quite understand, and she doesn't want to be selected either. She just wants to safely return to the settlement. Okay. Luo Tian sighed. Since he doesn't intend to become stronger as a player, he has some unique secrets to make her stronger. A game cannot be played in vain. Clara, close your eyes and don't resist. I'll give you some strength so you can protect yourself in times of chaos. Clara obediently closed her eyes. Luo Tian took out a Paru ball and gently touched it on her head. Only once, her figure turned into white light and was sucked into the Paru ball. Luo Tianli will place the Paru ball on the ground. Clara reappeared. Brother Luo Tian, what was that just now? It's so magical. It's nothing, let me take a closer look at you. Clara. Craftsmanship, spirit, weakness, positive thinking, bravery, 1 gold, 1 red, and 2 white entries. Not very good, but it's not bad either. Detected host capturing a Paru. Do you want to reset the Clara entry? Reset. Reset completed. Super craftsman, Mech girl will not be injured, positive thinking, brave, what? The last 2 entries remain unchanged. The original craftsmanship spirit has transformed into a super craftsman, and the entry is very similar, but this entry is not available in the Paru continent. This is a super entry. Similarly, mecha girls won't get hurt and are clearly super terms. 1 person, refresh 2 super entries. Super craftsman. Super craftsman, extraordinary craftsman. The mecha girl won't get hurt. When she calls out to transform, you'll run too late. Brother Luo Tian, it seems that Clara has mastered some strange knowledge. Is this the power you gave Clara? Thank you. Clara shook her hand, feeling a surge of power. As long as she shouted 2 tones of shame loudly, the power would burst out. Don't mention it, you can help me make a Paru ball. It just happened to be upgraded and unlocked as a premium Paru ball. 0 The new book sets sail, seeking data, flowers, and evaluation votes. The support of brothers is the driving force for the author's writing. There is 1 more shift, and today is 10 more. I don't have many in Feilu, and my abilities are limited. Thank you all. Chapter 10. Robbing Tower Master Zoe and Faye Luo Tian. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. When Clara stands in front of the workbench with the Super Craftsman entry. Luo Tian saw what a Super Craftsman is. Superior Paru balls require more advanced materials, including Paru or fragments *2, metal castings *2, wood *7, and stone *7. Correspondingly, the production difficulty has also increased significantly. But in Clara's hands, the production progress bar is like Swallow's electric fan, spinning wildly. There are not many metal ingots stored in the Luo Tian base, after all, there are only low-level flamethrowers like the plush fox. Moreover, I have been busy collecting Paru for these 2 hours without specifically digging for iron ore. All the materials were brought back by the way. Just a little bit. Used up by Clara in minutes. With her work, Luo Tian also received a series of prompts. Player Luo Tian, your Clara provides you with a bit of control through crafting. Control here represents the control of one's own strength, details, and accuracy. Specifically, it is manifested that originally only the power of rock elements could be used to condense rough stones, but now exquisite stone carvings can be condensed. Previously, when the sheep were rubbing blue parballs, they provided some. But together, they are not as much as Clara provides at once. When the materials are depleted, work naturally pauses. Brother Luo Tian, there are no more metal ingots left. Well, I'll figure out a way. Metal has a wide range of uses and is an essential material in the middle and later stages. Although it's only been 2 hours now, his needs are here and he needs to make some progress. Alright, Clara, come with me and let's go get some metal ore. Okay, do you want to bring the King Malupa with you? No need, just the 2 of us. Soon. Under the high tower of the Ren poaching group. 2 figures, 1 tall and 1 short, stood in front of the door. Clara looked up at the towering spire and murmured, "It's so tall, is there anyone here? Someone should be there. Let's go in and borrow something and leave." The words fell. He kicked open the tower door. The scene in front of the 2 suddenly changed, entering a dim space. Looking up, the dome is the starry sky of the universe. Dong! 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 A heavy sound of footsteps came. The golden electric bear greeted with a violent smile. On the back of the electric bear, there is also a girl with a double ponytail riding. She is the tower master boss. Zoe Explosive Electric Bear. The previous game text, Luo Tian can no longer remember clearly. I only know that this girl is generally not bad. I don't know why I have to guard this tall tower. Anyway, that's how I've persevered. As long as someone breaks into the tower, she has to come out to fight. For her, this is fate. For Luo Tian, this is the game rule. But today, rules are meant to be broken. Stop. I don't want to fight you, I just want to borrow something from you. Luo Tian tried to communicate with Zoe. Humph, cunning guy, don't try to distract my attention. Zoe didn't appreciate it at all and immediately drove the electric bear to attack. See the situation. Clara felt the threat from the electric bear. She doesn't like fighting. But I don't want to see Luo Tian injured. Immediately, put on a shameful posture and shout softly, transform. The mecha, interwoven with white and red, appears out of thin air. Clara has become a cool mech knight. Luo Tian glanced around and saw that the appearance of her mech was somewhat similar to Sam's. Please don't harm brother Luo Tian. Clara's voice was transmitted through the mech, creating an electronic reverberation that made it difficult to recognize her voice. Speaking. Behind the mech, a violent burst of imaginary energy spewed out, pushing her body and rapidly colliding with the explosive bear. Bang! After a loud bang, the explosive bear flew backwards and collided with a stone pillar. Clara stared blankly at her hands. Is this the power that brother Luo Tian gave to Clara? Luo Tian looked at the back of the mecha. He's so handsome that he even wants to sneak in. But it would be better to discuss this idea with Clara in the future. At this moment, let's first deal with the tower owner Zoe. He raised his hand slightly, and the grass element transformed into dozens of vines, tightly intertwining the explosive bear and Zoe. Think about it, I'm really just borrowing something this time. Zoe glanced at his electric bear and frothed before fainting. So powerful Paru, she was knocked unconscious by a single blow. What could she do on her own? What do you want, you? Zoe warned. Your Ren group has been rooted in this continent for so long, so it should have accumulated a lot of metal. Let me borrow some. You just want metal. It's borrowing. In the warehouse, release me and I'll take you there. Zoe struggled and said. Luo Tian moved his finger and untied her. She stood up, pressed a button, and the floor turned into an elevator, continuously descending with 3 people. Until the so-called warehouse is presented before our eyes. The reserve of the Ren poaching group is even greater than the resource reserve of ordinary players who have graduated from university. The warehouse is piled up with a large amount of materials, firearms, ammunition, equipment, and medicine. There is also a Paru that is only kept in an iron cage. And, as well as the mercenaries of the Ren poaching group who have long been waiting for rabbits. They held their rifles one by one and had already aimed at Luo Tian and Clara. At this point, under Clara's armor came a sound. Brother Luo Tian, it's this group of people who destroyed my base. 10 more offerings, seeking data.